Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, my good friends. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. that song, yeah. Come Sunrise by Grant Green. Really good song. I like that one. I wanted to play it. It's kind of tricky, that one. Thanks. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I love playing the guitar, man. You guys are great, man. It's like motivates me when I get people, I start playing. I just love to play. fun, man. Yeah, I can play the whole song Dire Straits because I don't have a singer. You know what I mean? Thanks, thanks. Yeah, if I had a singer, I'd do the whole song, but it sounds kind of, yeah, gets kind of goofy when you don't have a singer, and I don't have any distortion on my guitar, so. I can't sing like that, dude. But hey, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, thanks. Passion make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusion of love. And is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up the pieces and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Stevie Nicks is gonna do on her new album, man. That's gonna be great, man. I can't wait to hear that, man. I know it's gonna be awesome, man. I love Stevie Nicks, man. I loved her day one when she came out, and I just think she's a phenomenal singer, phenomenal person, awesome human being. You know, that's what I think about her. You know, I seen the band in the 1970s, man. Wow, yeah, the Fleetwood Mac. I was like, I was like mesmerized by Stevie, man. I was in love with her. Well, what guy wasn't in love with Stevie Nicks? You know what I'm saying, man? She was like the finest chick in rock, dude. Yeah, miss those good old days, man. Old Stephanie, man. Steph. Yeah, she's cool. Too bad things had to change, man. I love that. I love that. Yeah. I wish I could all like make them young again. Like we could all just like live it over again, man. We could all be young and just live it over again. It'd be fun, man. You know, just show people how much fun we had back then. You know, it was great. Thanks, thanks, man. Yeah, peace and love is what I preach, man. I don't hate nobody, bro. Uh, thanks, Brazil. Thanks, man. Um, yeah, man. A lot of things happen, man. It's like I try to tell the ladies, man. It was never me, man. It was like dudes. It was dudes that brainwashed them against me, man. All that stuff. It's crazy. It was never me. I always love ladies, man. I love ladies. Oh man. Yeah, man. It was a good time though. It really was, man. I went and seen Fleetwood Mac, and we were smoking weed and stuff, you know, drink a few beers and just chilling out, watching her, man, watching the whole band, you know. I seen them several times. I thought they were amazing, you know. Every show, you know. You know, there used to be a thing called WTTW. It was on Channel 11. When we were watching when TV was popular, it was called WTTW Channel 11, and all the time, man, Fleetwood Mac used to come on there and just do performances for people, man. It was fun, man. Just like special TV shows. Stevie, just the Fleetwood Mac would come on and do special TV shows, man. And you could watch the entire concert on Channel 11, man. I used to love that shit. Not anymore, man. You don't see stuff like that anymore. And I thought that was really good of Fleetwood Mac because you know what I'm saying. A lot of big name bands didn't do that, but Fleetwood Mac did it because they love to play music so much. They would come on Channel 11 and just man, just for like 3 hours, just mesmerize everybody. They would go for like 3 hours, man, 3 hours straight, 3 or 4 hours straight, just playing straight music, man, and it sounded wonderful. Miss those days, man. You don't see that no more. You don't see. It was just fun. Fleetwood Mac band on Fleetwood Mac band on the run, correct? Yeah, they were so good, Crystal. I mean, you wouldn't believe how good they were, man. I never seen them mess up. Every time they played, they were perfect. They were so good, man. I mean, if you listen to the whole album, Rumors, you listen to that album, and just think about this: they sounded even better live, even better than that album. And you can't. How do you get better than that? You know, listen to the Rumors, man. The whole album. How do you get better than that? But Fleetwood Mac sounded better live than they did on that album, man. I couldn't believe it, man. Yeah, Band on the Run, Paul McCartney. Oh yeah, yeah, that was a great song, man. Paul McCartney, Band on the Run, all that stuff. It was great. It is. It is true, man. Fleetwood Mac was one of them. They just sounded even. I don't know how a band could sound better because that album is amazing. Go listen to the Rumors album, the whole album, and tell me you don't love it. And it's amazing. But when they performed live, they even sounded better than that album. And I was like, how in the hell? How in the hell, man? They were so talented. Uh, And an underrated guitarist, man, Lindsey Buckingham. He was a great guitar player. Great, man. I mean, he like he did this stuff. He was like, he picked like this. He could play like Chet Atkins if he wanted to back then. You know, he was just phenomenal, and he would do guitar solos without a pick, just using his fingers. Man, he was great. You know, I always thought that he should have been recognized as one of the top rock guitar players because he was a phenomenal guitar player. You know, so the whole band was just perfect. It was excellent. You had Stevie Nicks singing, and then you had Lindsey Buckingham and Christy McVie. And they just spot on everything. No mistakes. Just and they looked like they just loved what they were doing so much, man. It wasn't just the money to them. You know what I mean? Some bands it's just the money. It wasn't just the money to Fleetwood Mac. They just loved what they were doing. They would put on free shows, man. They come on Channel 11 and put on free shows, man, for people, man. And we watch them on Channel 11 they just because they like to do it. And I was like, what? You didn't even have to pay to get it. You got it. It was all just for TV, and I loved it, man. Now you have to pay to see a man on TV, but back then you didn't have to pay to see him on TV. They just did it because they loved people and they love to make music. And I appreciate that. I will always remember that. That was a good time. Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that anymore. It's such a good topic. I don't know why there's not more people here. There were so many great artists in the '70s. Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of bands, man, a lot of really good bands. There were some bands that really didn't make it big, but they were good. Crack the Sky was a good band. There was some of them that didn't make it, but they were really good. They were really good. There's a long list of bands that tried to make it that didn't make it, but then there's a long list of bands that actually did make it. You know. Then there was like one hit wonders and stuff, but then there was the fantastic bands like Fleetwood Mac had one hit right after the other. They had so many hits, people just loved them. I know I love them. And you had Black Sabbath back then. You had Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Ted Nugent, Aerosmith, uh, all that stuff, man. I mean, you had such a wide variety. Uriah Heep, Frank Marino, and Mahogany Rush. I remember those. I remember Ted Nugent before he became Ted Nugent. I remember when he played. It was Well, no, he was a Ted Nugent, but he played with the Amboy Dukes. I remember Ted Nugent, Amboy Dukes, and then Peter Frampton. He started with Humble Pie. I remember that. And Jimmy Page. What was the name of that band? What was the name of the band that Jimmy Page was in before he formed Led Zeppelin? I'm trying to remember that. They made that hit 8 Miles High and all that. Yeah, they were great though. But I remember Jimmy Page before Led Zeppelin. I remember all of them. Joe Walsh was in the James Gang. You ever heard of the James Gang? Joe Walsh was great in the James Gang. That was his first band, real band that made it big was the James Gang. That's how he got rich. And then he went out on his own and become solo as Joe Walsh. And he was fantastic, you know. Joe Walsh was in the James Gang. He was solo, and then he joined the Eagles. He did join up with the Eagles, yeah. So, um, that guy's been in he's done a lot of stuff, Joe Walsh, and his solo career was fantastic, man. You know, so he had a career in the James Gang. He had a solo career, and then he joined the Eagles, and he was fantastic with them. So, yeah, very talented man, Mr. Joe Walsh. I'm glad he's still around, man. I mean, he's one of the legendary rockers that's still with us. Thank God, you know. Um, I'd go see him right now, man. The guy's great. He's great now. He's still going. So I'm a fan of Joe's. He's a fantastic musician. I think a fantastic person. So yeah, he's been around a long time. Legendary man. Hmm. Life's been good to me so far. Yeah, but you know there was a big hit that he had in the '70s as a solo too, man. Rocky Mountain Way. Remember that one? Rocky Mountain Way, man, where he plays a slide guitar. That's a phenomenal song too. I like that. That Rocky Mountain Way. Thanks. God bless you too. Thank you. Yeah, the Eagles actually did that song with him. I thought that was fantastic. When he would do a concert with the Eagles, they would do Rocky Mountain Way with Joel. You know, it's just that really topped the show. That really made the show right there, man. You know, I love Led Zeppelin. I Led Zeppelin. You know, Robert Plant before his voice changed was phenomenal. But I liked him after his voice changed too. It was like, in a way, some of their songs were like punk Zeppelin, and I like punk rock, so it didn't bother me that his voice changed a little bit. You know, he changed his style, but they were still fantastic, man. I loved them. I love Led Zeppelin. I think they were great. Every time I seen them live, they were awesome. But they had Led Zeppelin had an issue with the Mafia. This is what I was told, and sometimes they would pay somebody to try to mess up their sound system when they would play live. And you could see Jimmy Page's fingers moving, but you couldn't hear anything coming out of his guitars because they were screwing with their sound system. But they finally straightened that out. So that's why some of their live shows, he sounds kind of weird in some of their live shows, but um, they were a fantastic band. I seen them live, and they were fantastic, but they were so loud too. They were hard to record too because they were so loud. You know, they were a very loud band. They were great. Led Zeppelin was great. What do I got to say about Led Zeppelin? They were fantastic, man. Listen to Kelly's Last Stand live. That's just cool rock right there, man. I mean, and go back and check them out in 1968 when they first started. They're fantastic. So yeah, I do like Led Zeppelin. They're great. Robert Plant did. Oh yeah, Robert Plant's done a lot of Led Zeppelin stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, his voice changed, but he had to change his style because he lost. He smoked cigarettes, and something happened to his voice, and he had to sing a little bit lower than what he regularly sing. But it was still high compared to most singers. Most singers still couldn't do what he did. You know what I mean? So still phenomenally high. His low singing voice is still phenomenally high to most people. I couldn't sing like him. I couldn't even come close to singing like him. So I love the guy. I think Robert Plant's great, and I think Led Zeppelin was a fantastic. Yeah, Jimmy Page, man, Jimmy Page did a lot of stuff in music, and he was a fantastic guitar player. Very very good. I liked Jimmy Page when he was with David Coverdale. Look up Jimmy Page and David Coverdale. They really did some good music together. Some really jamming music. So I like them. Can you uh, Avicii Nights? No, I don't know that song. I would have to look it up. I don't know what that is. It was a great show, as close as you could get to Led Zeppelin show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roy, Roxy. Sorry, Roxy. Yeah, Roxy. Okay, Roxy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like them when they played with Jason Bonham. Um, Bonham's son. Oh, they were great. Oh, Jimmy Page, Roxy. Jimmy Page was great with the Black Crows. Look up Jimmy Page with the Black Crows. They sounded great together, man. I seen that. I followed that whole. I followed that whole thing when Page was playing with the Black Crows, and I was a fan of theirs. And I think that's some of Page's best guitar playing right there when he was with the Black Crows, man. And Jimmy Page played a lot of the had to learn all the Black Crows songs, so he learned all the Black Crows songs, man. Yeah, Jimmy Page with the Black Crows. That's really good Page guitar right there. Yeah, they sounded great together, and I was a real big fan of that when they did that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right on, Roxy. Right on. For sure. Yep. Yep. I love the 1970s. Only thing I didn't like about the 70s around here is there was mafia. You had to be careful because there was mafia, and they did weird shit. They really did to me. I don't know why they messed with me like that, but they did weird shit to people. The mafia, those mafia people were crazy. But other than that, I had a lot of fun in the 1970s. And they tried to keep me from having girlfriends, man. The mafia did, but the girls would sneak around. And I have girlfriends anyway, and I moved in with this redheaded chick, and she wouldn't smoke a cigarette, she wouldn't smoke pot, she wouldn't take no drugs, she wouldn't drink a beer, and I moved in with her. And I lived with her all through her high school years, man. That was cool, man. But I was a stoner. I was a stoner. I lived with her, and I smoked pot every day, and I drank like a fish, and I smoked cigarettes, and here I was living with this cute redheaded girl, and she was all clean cut. I used to get girlfriends like that. My friends would laugh at me because I would get these girls that wouldn't they weren't hippies, man. The hippie girls, the hippie girls wouldn't have anything to do with me, like going out with me. They talked to me, but they didn't, they wouldn't go out with me. The only ones I could get to go out with me were the clean cut girls who like church girls, man. But they'd be sexy as hell with me, man. We'd break the sex law together, but it was fun, man. I don't know how I did that. Well, I was a good looking kid. Back back in the 1970s, I had this long blonde hair, and I was a good looking dude, man. And I could get any girl I wanted back then. But yeah, I was a stoner. But I kept myself clean. You know what I mean? I was like a clean hippie. I had clean hair and clean clothes all the time and stuff. But I was a hippie. I'd get high and stuff. Texas, Lubbock, Texas. Very safe place to back in the 70s. I still smoke weed. Yeah, me too. Sometimes I do. I'm waiting for it to turn to legalize it in Indiana. It's not legal in Indiana yet, but it is in Illinois. You know, it's legal in Illinois. Yeah, I kind of don't regret that because I met a lot of good people. I mean, I regret doing the hard drugs. I shouldn't have done the hard drugs because that caused me to have a stroke at 16, and I had to learn how to walk and talk again. But listen to this: at 16, I had a stroke. Right, my nurse that was taking care of me fell in love with me. Then I was in this hospital. I lived with my nurse after I got out of the hospital. My nurse in the hospital fell in love with me, and there was two girls in the hospital, Kathy and Patty. They fell in love with me. It's like, and I had a stroke. I had to learn how to walk and talk again, and all these girls were falling in love with me. It was cool, man. I liked it. How old am I? I'm 64. I'll be 65 this year. I'm 64 years old. I've been around for a long time. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I don't do the hard drugs now. I mean, I don't do any drugs now. I would smoke a little weed with somebody, but I don't do no hard drugs. I wouldn't take acid now. I don't take acid or anything like that. About the only thing I would do is I can't drink alcohol. I smoke a little weed or something. Yeah, I know the devil was. I had a dream about masturbation and stuff. This Italian woman came to me, and She said her name was Frances. And she said, Tim, you got to stop looking at porn. And I was like, what? She's a beautiful Italian woman. I says, what? She goes, yeah. She says, that's the devil, bro. She said, you got to stop doing that. That's the devil. And I woke up. And she was a beautiful woman. And she told me, I remember she told me, she said, because I told her, I said, that's just natural. And she said, yeah, I used to think that. She said, but it's the devil, man. You need to get away from that stuff. She said, I like you, so I'm going to tell you. And I was like, what? And she was like a spirit, you know? That's weird. You know, Roxy, I was taking girls to the prom, taking girls away from jocks in the 1970s. I was taking girls away from jocks. I was a high school dropout, but yet I was taking girls to the prom. They would pick me for a prom date when I was a high school dropout. The jocks wanted to kill me, man. Jocks hated me. They never liked me, man. So you know what I did? When I was in the hospital, I got cool with some Italian dudes, and there was this big Italian dude. He was a friend of mine. His name was Big Lou. We called him Big Lou. So I got him to go to the high schools with me, and I'd be talking to the girls. And when the jocks would try to jump on me, I'd say, hey, Lou. And Lou would step out of the car. He was like 7'3", huge guy. And they wouldn't mess with him. I say, hey, Lou, these guys are trying to mess with me again. He'd walk over. They'd run from him. They had to run from him. No jock was as big as him, dude. He was like Shaq. That's how big that dude was. And they would run from him. So I could talk to the girls. That was cool, man. That was cool, man. But I was dating girls. I was taking girls to the prom. And I was a high school dropout, man. And my girlfriend, I was living with a redhead girlfriend. I was living with, she was in high school. She'd bring her high school friends and she'd say, isn't he a dream? And I'd be standing there smoking a cigarette. They'd be like, what the hell do you see in him? He's a hippie, you know. I don't care, I love him, you know. That's what she'd say. I'd be standing there smoking a cigarette. Your dad had a guitar like this? Cool. Yeah, I love this guitar. My mom actually got it. Yeah, I miss high school too, Roxy. I miss the 70s high school. 70s high school was good. Nowadays high school, no, it's not too good around here. You got games and stuff. But the 1970s high school was great. You know, I was porking this cop's daughter, man, and he threatened to kill me and stuff. I remember that. She went to Morton High School. Her name is Christine. She's still alive. I was porking her, man. And her dad wanted to kill me. I remember that. He was always after me, man. He's always calling my house, stay the fuck away from my daughter. I'll kill you. I was like, listen, pig. As long as your daughter comes over, man. I called cops pigs back then. Yeah, I remember that. You graduated in 78? My ex-wife graduated in 1980. No, 79, I'm sorry. My ex-wife graduated in 79. I mean, I lived with her the whole time she was in high school, and we had two kids 5 years apart, two boys with her. But, you know, it was a crazy time back then, man. I was like humping everything. But the chicks I was humping chicks back then. Them chicks I were humping, they weren't on drugs. They were clean cut, wouldn't take no drugs, wouldn't drink, wouldn't, made straight A's in school. And I was humping these chicks, man. I don't know how the hell I did that. But smart girls are different than girls who aren't smart. Like I had a poster of Stevie Nicks on my ceiling in my room, in my bedroom, and I would always want my girlfriend to get on top so that I could be staring at Stevie while she's riding me. I'd be looking at the poster of Stevie, man, and they come on to it. They would catch on to it. Sometimes they'd get mad. They'd even break up with me. Oh, you're daydreaming about the Stevie Nicks. I was. Yeah. She was great, man. I love Stevie Nicks. We had to deal with Madonna as the big thing. we had to do with Culture Club. Oh, yeah, yeah. I like Madonna. Madonna's cool. I like her. I always liked her. Yeah. She was hot as hell when she was young, but she got old. Everybody gets old, you know. She was fine when she was young, though. Madonna was. Stevie Nicks still looks good, I think. You know, she hasn't lost her looks. She still looks pretty good. She was really fine though when she was in Fleetwood Mac. She was fine, man. And another one I liked was the Ann Wilson, man. Ann Wilson was beautiful. Ann and Nancy Wilson, they were beautiful. So ACDC came out with Back in Black. I remember that. Yeah. Back in Black. Back in Black. I was a rock guitar player. Uh, yeah, I used to play Barracuda. I used to play that. We used to do that number. Uh, Barracuda. We did Barracuda. Oh no, we did a lot of heart. Uh, Back in the day, you know. I played in a band with a woman who liked heart and she used to sing heart. So I've been in bands where we did heart music. Yeah. Oh, I loved heart though. Heart was like the female Led Zeppelin. You know. I liked them just as much as I did Led Zeppelin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were great. They were great. I can't play. I don't have distortion. I can't really do it on this guitar. I got a clean guitar. I used to play that one too. Magic Man. We did Magic Man. We did Barracuda. We did all that stuff by heart. You know. I forgot some of that stuff, man. I'd have to review it. But we used to play it all the time. Very difficult song to play though was Crazy on You. It's very difficult. That part that Nancy does on the guitar, very difficult thing she did. Yeah, that's really I give her credit for that. It's hard to do like she did. I remember going to see Heart on the weekends for a while when I was like 14 years old, 14, 15 years old. There was a van full of beautiful girls that would pick me up every weekend, and we'd go to rock concerts. And sometimes we'd stay gone for months though. Sometimes we'd venture out to California. I mean, these women had money. These girls had money. We go out to California and stuff, you know. And they were my girls. They wouldn't mess with no other dudes. They were my girls, man. You know. It's funny, but they picked me up in a, you know, I'm talking about a beautiful van. I'm talking about very expensive. You know, they had money to throw. It was like they were millionaires or something like that. That's what I discovered later. But they would every weekend they would pick me up, and we go for like 3 years. They did that. We go to rock shows together and stuff, and we'd party. You know, smoked a lot of weed. They wouldn't do acid or nothing like that. They would smoke weed. These girls, but that was a lot of fun. I used to do that. So I miss those days, man. Renee and her friends. There'd be like six beautiful girls and me in a van together for the entire weekend. Sometimes we'd stay gone for months, so and we'd get hotels and stuff. They just act like money wasn't nothing. I don't know where she's getting all that money from, but she just act like money was no object. They put me up in a hotel with them, and you know, we just party and party and party and party until we couldn't party anymore. It was fun. Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, "Crazy on You" is a powerful song. Yeah. But yeah, the 1970s was. I went somehow when I got out of the hospital. I don't know what they gave me, man, but uh, you know how they say a man is a ruler, a ruler. You know, like a man that's a ruler. Uh, but remember, a ruler has 12 inches in it. In the 1970s, man. I was about like that, man. I was crazy. I was like a ruler. I looked like a skinny little dude, but man, I was like a damn mule back then. I ain't like that no more, man. I was like a donkey walking around in 1970s. That was funny, isn't it? Yeah. I miss those days. I miss the 1970s. It was a lot of fun. I go in the hospital and I have a stroke, and my 28-year-old nurse falls in love with me, and then two girls that were in the hospital with me, Patty and Kathy, they fell in love with me. So I had like three girls the whole time I was in the hospital that fell in love with me. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But I took everything, man. Somebody just put drugs in my hand. I take it. I smoked everything. It was crazy, man. I was crazy back then. I was like Ozzy Osbourne. I looked like Tom Petty in the 1970s. Oh yeah, I couldn't do it now. At my age, I couldn't do that shit now. I would do it one time, and that'd be the end of me. Man commits suicide with drugs. That's what they write in a paper about me. Because it would kill me. Yeah, it would kill me. But in the 1970s, I did all that shit. It was crazy how much shit I got involved with. You know, they talk about how pot is stronger. We had Lebanese hash. You know, and the Lebanese hash was stronger than stronger than your strongest pot as you got now. We used to smoke Lebanese hash all the time. We smoked hash, and then you had like Colombian Gold, Sheba, Thai stick, African weed. Remember all that shit? That shit was popular in the 70s, man. Colombian Gold was like, you know, black African. It was hard to get, but it was like this hydro stuff that you can get that you can buy now. It was like one or two hits and you're ripped. You know, you like smoking. I like smoking hash, and if I had any, I'd definitely share it with you. Oh, thanks, man. I'm a Christian, but I smoke weed, man, because man, I can't deal with this world without weed. I can't deal with it. Sometimes, I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any drugs, but I smoke it sometimes. Yeah. His sister's boyfriend always had a big wad of hash. 70s was funny, man, because you got the smart girls, right? So the girl I was living with, she took a picture of me of my what, and she sent it into Playgirl, right? And Playgirl said that I had the perfect size for, you know what I mean? And then she goes around and shows all of her friends, and then all of her friends want to have sex with me, man. It was funny. And then she got mad because she was real jealous. She got mad because and she thought, why the hell did I do that? Like I said, I ain't like that no more. I'm an old man, I'm all shriveled up, old. Amish grow weed. They probably do. They probably do. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. But girls were funny back in the 70s. I miss that, man. So naive, man. Did I ever serve in the military? No. No. That's my son. My oldest son was in Iraq twice. My oldest son was in Iraq twice. You know? Yeah. Man, I had legendary numbers of girlfriends, man. I can't even tell you how many. In the 70s, there was a saying, "Girls are a dime a dozen." They were. They were for. I mean, for me anyway. I mean, it's like One problem I never had was having a girlfriend. But my girlfriends were all clean cut. The only thing I couldn't get my girlfriends to do is party. They thought marijuana was like heroin. Imagine having a girlfriend who thinks marijuana is like heroin. You know, that was my girlfriends. They would have sex with me, but they thought marijuana was like heroin. They wouldn't try marijuana. The sex would have been so much fun, so much more fun for them if they would have been high too. I mean, no, they had fun, but I mean, it would have even been better if they'd been high because you know how it goes, Roxy. Sex feels better when you're high. When you're on marijuana, sex feels better. You know, that's how babies get born. But yeah, I've been there, done all that. You know, live my life. Too late now, man. I'm a sinner, man. You know, it's up to the women now. Women save me because it's too late for me, man. I've been with so many women. I've been with so many women. It's no women own me, man. They own me. You know, it's just the way it goes, man. Women own me because I've been with so many of them that it's not even funny. You know, and it's like, yeah, I am. I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe in God and stuff. Uh, yeah, I know, man. I know. I never do goofy shit. I mean, I had my girlfriends were like clean cut girls, and it was just like me and them. You know, when I had a girlfriend, she wouldn't cheat. She didn't cheat on me. You know, the girls I went out with did. That was the nice thing about going out with the clean cut girls because they never cheat on you. You know, and they're not gonna be humping. I never caught diseases because the girls I went out with, they were all like Christian and stuff, but I got them to have sex. You know what I mean? It's like Christian, but I got them to have sex with me. Damn, those 70s. I love the 70s, man. I could pull a con back then. I can't do that now. You can't con people now, man. Yeah, good girls, man, good girls. Ain't like that now, man. I don't want to catch nothing, man. I mean, I love people. I don't want. And then, like, I kind of did that in the '90s when you start messing around with girls that are messing around with other dudes. You have other dudes wanting to kill you and shit like that, you know. And I ran into a guy like that. I was at the park a couple of years ago. I was at the park, and this guy's wife. I didn't know he was married to her, and she wanted to have sex with me, but I didn't know she was married. So I had sex with her, and she divorced her husband. Well, he found out it was me, and he seen me at the park, a redheaded guy. Man, he came after me with his car. I was on my bike. I barely got away from that dude. He was trying to run me over, man. Screaming at me, telling me he's gonna kill me and shit. Shit. I didn't tell her to divorce her husband, man. I had a fling with her, but I didn't know she was married. She was cheating on her husband, and I didn't know it. I hate that shit, dude. So I had to pray about that. That's the only time I ever did that. I had to pray about that, man. I mean, I'm not gonna be messing with somebody's wife on purpose. You know what I mean? But I didn't tell her to divorce the guy, dude. She divorced the guy, man. You know, I didn't tell her to divorce the dude. I didn't know she was married. And the music comes coming from the basement. Did you ever hear Rush 2112? 2112. I love that album, man. That's like that's my favorite Rush album. That's the best music Rush ever did. 2112. You know, I know it's a controversial album, man, but I just love that album so much. 2112. That was some good music right there. 2112. You know, Music people are the best people on the planet. Yeah, exactly, man. And it's like you go way back to the beatnik days. They party. They party. Beatniks partied, man. Beatniks smoked weed and stuff like. They were educated. The beatnik jazz players, they partied, man. I mean, they smoked pot, you know. So a lot of people don't know that, man. That's why I like that beatnik music. I was checking it out, man, and I was like the beatnik era, you know, and they had a certain. It was cool. It's cool, man. I like that beatnik pros, man. I like that Jack Kerouac and all those guys, man. That's good stuff, you know. Yeah, music is where people come together. It crosses cultural lines, language lines, everything. Exactly. Well, look at how much racism was going on when Jimi Hendrix was around, but nobody ever tried to do anything to Hendrix. You know, Jimmy could go anywhere and play, and people loved him. But he was a black guy. There was, you know, I've never been racist, but there was places that he went and played where they were racist, but yet they loved Jimi Hendrix. Man, isn't that weird? I was thinking about that. Jimi Hendrix was accepted everywhere. He was a black guy who was accepted everywhere. He could go in the most racist city and put on a show, and they loved him. That's pretty funny, isn't it? Nobody ever thinks about that, man. How what Jimi Hendrix did, man. You know, oh, that's Jimi Hendrix, man. You know, we don't care if you're black, you're Hendrix. You know, that's funny, isn't it? I hope you're doing all right and have a good weekend coming up. Thank you. You as well. Graduating grade six and have are these people who think they're cool making them sing the Ring of Fire. Oh, well, around here it's rougher than it used to be around here. You know. Now you got these kids. They got to worry about getting shot and stuff, man. I mean, they had to worry about drugs and stuff, but a lot of kids didn't do hard drugs. They just smoked weed in the 1970s, and they were pretty safe. They didn't have to worry about drive-by shootings like they do now and stuff like that. That was another good thing about the 1970s, man. Is you didn't every once in a while the mafia would do some shit, but they didn't really do that much when it came to unless you messed with their business or so whatever. It wasn't as bad as the gangs, man. I remember when I was going to school, man. You didn't have to worry about that. You know, I don't know, man. It's a lot different than it is now. That is a true story of the Catholic school. But hey, man, I really appreciate y'all coming on here, man, checking me out, man. It makes me feel good. Yeah, I gotta let my dog out and stuff. He's like he's gonna go crazy. He's gotta go out. Bro. Hold on. He's a beast. Hey, thanks. That little dog though, when he was a puppy, he was out in the middle of a highway going like this, and a semi was coming at him. And I stopped my car and I ran. And I grabbed him just in time, you know, just in time to you know stop him from getting hit. Oh, by the way, when I say like I might party with somebody, man, I mean somebody legal. I don't think kids should smoke weed at all. I don't think anybody under the age of 21 should do like gummy bears or anything like that, man. Don't fool with no drugs. That's not for kids, man. There was the hell part that I had to go through too, man, because because of drugs. I wish I had never took drugs, man. Because, man, like I said, I had a stroke. I had to learn how to walk and talk again because of hard drugs, man. And that's just, I tell kids, don't mess with that shit. But anyway, but yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wasn't really a fighter, man. I didn't like to fight. I was like, I liked having girlfriends, and I was a guitar player when I was a teenager. That's pretty much it. I was like a chilled out guy. But somehow I got this called after me, and it was the dudes. And sometimes they would brainwash these girls against me, but later on, these girls started realizing, man, it's not other girls, it's these guys, man, these gay guys or whatever the hell they are. They're crazy. I got these people, these guys after me, and they started saying shit about me. And now I even get stalked by these goofy ass people. And I'm like, I've tried to forget all that shit. Like in the '70s, I got stalked by a cult. You know, and it was guys. It wasn't girls. It was guys, and they started all that shit, and they tried to turn all the girls against me and stuff. Later on, the girls started realizing that I wasn't like that. So it was always dudes that did that shit. It's crazy, man. What I had to live through and stuff. I got tortured at 13. Got my teeth drilled out. I know pain. I know torment, man. I know torment. There's some crazy ass dudes around here, though. I hate them, man. Really, I don't like them. I wish they'd just leave me alone. I'd leave them alone. Anybody, I still have stalkers, and if they just leave me alone, man, just act like I don't exist. Don't mess with my money. Don't mess with my money. Act like I don't exist, and I'll just ignore them. And I don't know their names. I don't want to know their names. Nothing like that. But still have stalkers, and I can't believe it after all these years that I still have stalkers. That's crazy. Who does that to a guy? Stalk someone's whole life, man. Man, I've never even smacked a girl in my life. I've never hit one. I can say that I've never hit one female in my life. At least they should think about that, man. I've had a lot of girlfriends in my life. I've been in long relationships. I've been married. I've made babies. I've never smacked. I've never even smacked a girl or a woman in my entire life. I never forced myself on anybody. Nothing. I was always, the gentleman type when it comes like to ladies and stuff, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am proud of that because, that's how I am with women, man. I don't want to hurt women. I love women. You know what I mean? But these guys, man, they put shit in the ladies' heads, man. Sometimes these guys around here, there's some weirdos around here. They've stalked my ass for decades, and I can't understand. They want to see me broke, homeless, and alone, and it's the guys, man. Even my ex-wife sent me money, and that pissed them off. Even my ex-wife, I got in a hard time. I got in a hard time. My ex-wife sends me money, man. You know, so man, it's stupid, man. I never did anything to these cult people. They're very dangerous people. The ones that got after me, they're very dangerous people. And I just wish they'd forget me. I forget them, you know. But there's some crazy people after me, really, and they want to see me. They want to see me broke, homeless, and alone. That's what they say. They want to see me broke, homeless, and alone because they're crazy. They got something wrong with them. But man, I'm just a guy trying to live. I don't bother anybody. I have no history of ever smacking women, ever abusing women, ever doing anything bad to women. I've gotten mad and verbally said shit that I didn't mean when I was mad, but I still have to deal with these crazy dudes, man. They're crazy guys. I hate that shit, man. It is, man. It is. It is. And sometimes they just pick people and mess with them. You don't have to do anything to them. That's what I hate about them, man. Why would they mess with me, man? I never ripped them off. I never ripped their drugs off. I never sold for the mafia and then ripped them off or did anything to those people. They stalked me my entire life. It's crazy, man. And there's even people in our government that know me that has stalked me. I'm not lying either. Okay, I'll tell you an example. One time in the 1980s when Reagan got in, he cut out the CETA program. I was going through the CETA program because I was married and stuff. And Reagan got in, he cut out the CETA program, so I had no job, right? So I went and tried to join the Air Force, right? And I took the ASVAB test. I only missed one on the test. I did great. They said I was brilliant. This guy, he finds something that I was accused of when I was 11 years old. This Joe Sapansky is his name, Sergeant Joe Sapansky. He finds something on me, and he won't let me go in the Air Force so I could provide for my family. I was like, what? And he told me he was in a cult and shit like that. And he was with them, and that I couldn't stop him and all this crazy shit. And I'm like, what? What are these nut jobs doing, man? They just picked me just to harass. I never sold drugs for them. I've never killed anybody. I'm not a hitman. I'm not nothing to them. Why don't they leave me alone, man? I mean, they spent so much time and money on stalking me. You wouldn't believe it, man. The story goes on. The story goes on, man. How much I've been stalked and shit. And I can't understand crazy people like that. How they get away with shit like that in our government. You know. There was a period. There was a period there for a while. My phone was getting inundated by phone calls. You can't call them back. It's like, what do they call it again? Uh, where they can call you, but you can't call them back. They can call and harass you, but if you try to call them back, it's a fake number. Spoofing, spoofing, spoof calls, man. I was getting like 200 and 300 spoof calls a day, man. 200 and 300 spoof calls a day. Stalked, Stalked. Stalked. You're getting stalked. Stalked. That's how you spell it. Because a thief doesn't rob an empty house. I mean, I would just like, I would, if they would leave me alone right now, I would forget names. I wouldn't even care about anything they do. It's like as long as they don't try to do it to me. And I really don't want them doing it to other people, but I'm not involved in law enforcement, so there's not shit I can do about it. I just basically, I just basically wanted to live and kind of make friends and just try to, do the best I can in life. That's pretty much all I want to do. And be a chilled person in society, be a nice person in society. You've heard of that spoofing, though, right? Cell phone spoofing, where these people they work in the government, they can do it too. In the government, they got that technology. They can call you, but if you try to call them back, you can't get it. It's an erroneous number. I hate that spoofing shit. Why the hell do they do that? And they were calling me like 200 times a night, man. Sometimes, man. I mean, they're just like my phone would be inundated. Okay, hold on a second. So anyway, who is that at your window? Oh, there ain't nobody at my window. I got the dog here with me. I gotta feed him and let him out in a minute. He's going nuts. Go lay down. Go lay down. You gotta be strong. You know, a small dog is harder to take care of, especially if you get like a poodle or something. A small dog is more difficult to take care of than a large dog. They're more picky. They eat more. My little dog eats more than a big dog. He demands food all the time. He wants more than a big dog. Isn't that funny? Well, my oldest son is here right now. His name's Tim. Yeah, but yeah, that's my oldest son that lives here. I did a video about that too. You know, so you can look that up. Uh, so I did a lot of videos about. I did a video about my sexual preference. Look that up on my. Come on my channel. Look up my sexual preference video. I did a video about all that stuff. So you'll know. You'll know. You kind of get a clue how much I've been stalked. You people probably seen people come on here and stalk me. There's people, and these cats. I don't know what their problem is. They're demented. You know, they can't just leave somebody alone, man. I'm not really Jesus. you know, hello. You know. Oh, you have to work, Roxy. Well, hey, good luck. It was nice meeting you, Roxy. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day at work and stuff. You have a good night. Thanks for checking me out. I appreciate it. You know, much love to the ladies, man. I love ladies. You know, hope they have mercy on me. There's a lot of ladies that own me, because I have. You know what I mean? You all own, man, or whatever, dude. I mean, but I love y'all. Where did I get the guitar? Thank you, thank you. Where did I get this guitar? In 1975, my mother bought it for me. I was 14 years old. So I've had this guitar over 50 years. I've had the guitar over 50 years. I can't believe it. So, yeah, long, long time. Long, long time. And I want to keep it for the rest of my life. My plan is to get it refurbished. And guess what? That's probably going to happen next month, because um, things are looking up for me next month. Probably get it refurbished next month. So, uh, I love the Smashing Pumpkins, man. They're good. I like them. Yeah. So I like a lot of that stuff. Um, I even like that band. I can't think of their name. Come on, Old Man Tree. I like that song, man. I like that band, man. They look like, it's like folk music, man. I like them. Just trying to remember the name of that band that did that. Yeah. But there's a lot of good bands, man. If you look for them, a lot of good stuff out there. You know, I don't hate on nobody. Uh, they had these cult women thinking I hated on them, which I don't. I don't hate nobody. I don't hate no woman at all, man. I don't care. I've known Wiccas. I've known Satanists. I've known Christian women. I've known. I mean, I love all women, man. Women are the biggest victims in this world. You know. So I don't hate on no woman, man. You know. I wish some of them wouldn't listen to these goofy dudes, man. These goofy guys, they got insecurities and they're crazy. You know, mess with me. But I don't hate on no woman, man. I love women. Yeah. So, well, one time, I'll tell you a story. One time when I was living with Tina, you know, I'd rock and roll her world every night. She'd be getting loud. And they could hear us like 3 blocks away having sex, right? And there was this guy, we called him Muscle Boy. His name's Pete Cupid. We called him Muscle Boy. And he would stand outside and he would go like this, and he had his real big muscles, man. And he would prance back and forth. He was like 26 years old, right? Yeah, I know. It was gross. But he would prance back and forth with no shirt on, and he tried to get the ladies to talk to him. And he hated me because I get my girlfriend moaning. You could hear her moaning like 3 blocks away. And he hated me. It taunted him for some reason, and he wanted to kill me. Uh, I had a buddy there though would help me against the gangs and shit, but he moved away. Unfortunately, he got in some kind of trouble in the end, and moved away. But this guy comes out, he's prancing back and forth, no shirt on, right? And I come out, and I'm kind of drunk because I drank beer back then. I'm kind of drunk, and the dude just walks up to me. I didn't know he was gonna do it. The dude just walks up to me, bam, 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 hits me. I don't fall down, but I like fall back, and I'm pretty messed up, man. He messed my face up kind of bad, you know. So I come back. I kind of got mad. And I came back, and I was like, went in on him, and he stuck his head down. I got his head like this. I was hitting him, and his mom come running out. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. So I let him go. And the dude goes in his house, grabs an axe handle, and comes out and busts my car fender. You know, only it wasn't my car; it was my mother's car. She was letting me use it. So he gets all his gay friends after me. You know, where we're living. You know, in an apartment over there where we're living. So me and my ex-wife, we weren't even married then. She was pregnant when we weren't married. Um, we had to move back in my with my parents until that sucker moved away, man. Because he was she didn't like living with my parents because my mom was like she couldn't get loud at my house, put it that way. She liked getting real loud when we were having sex. She was she would get loud. I didn't get that loud, but she'd get loud. She was like a squealer, you know. She liked living at her mother's house because she could get real loud. Everybody knew she squealed, and I'd get her to squeal, and they just laughed. They thought it was funny. But this dude wanted to kill me because I got my redheaded girlfriend moaning. What? I'd be like, if I was in an apartment complex or in like a neighborhood and somebody got his girlfriend moaning like that, and he comes out, I'd be like, high five, bro. You know what I mean? But I always run into weirdos around here, man. There's some really weird people around here. So we had to move back in with my parents, man. That's a pretty good story. I was a puny guy too. I didn't like to fight, man. I was a puny guy. This guy was a big muscle dude, worked out with weights all the time. And if he would have been cool with me, I would have said, "Hey, bro, man, you got to stop standing out there popping your muscles out if you want to get a girlfriend because what you're doing, man, is you're scaring them. No girl is going to talk to a guy who prances back and forth and shows how damn big their muscles are because she's probably going to be afraid that you're going to strangle her ass to death. So, dude, what you need to do is you need to chill out and act cool, hang out with me. If he would have just hung out with me, I would have introduced him to girls. He could have met girls and got a girlfriend that way. Because all the girls were dissing him, man. None of the girls would have anything to do with him. The girls would even walk by him and say yuck, like that, you know, because he's like his arms are like huge, like bigger than my leg, you know, and he's like showing off his damn muscles and shit. And all the girls were afraid of him, you know, and he was trying to get a girlfriend like that. I would have told him, bro, what you're doing is you're showing off the wrong muscle. That's what you're doing, man. You're showing off the wrong muscle, man. You ain't gonna get a girlfriend like that, bro. Right? I mean, that's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth, man. So it was funny. 1970s. It was really funny. Now that I look back, it's really funny. I don't even know if that dude's alive anymore, man. Pete Cupid was his name, but he was 26 years old, and I was like 18, 17, 18, something like that when that happened. I want to say that's a pretty good story, isn't it? Old Muscle Boy. Muscle Boy, he wrecked my face pretty good though. I had a shiner, and he really wrecked my face, man. He really did. But and and my ex man, she was pregnant at the time. She came out and she was trying to stop it, and she was screaming at the dude. And the cops were called, and the cops are crooked. And man, they took his side, man. And then so we just moved. I instead of getting in more trouble, I said, well, we can move back with my parents for a while, which she hated. When we lived with my parents, she didn't like it at all, man. When we lived at her mother's house, we got along great. It was a sweet relationship, but yeah, so that's a pretty good one, isn't it? I still remember those times, man. Yeah, 1970s, man. 1970s. In the 1970s, when I hit 16, I couldn't even walk down the street without some lady pulling me in her house, or some girls attacking me and dragging me in the car with them. That was fun. Yeah. You want more kids? I don't know, man. It's fun making babies, but they're hard to. You got to pay for those babies, don't you? Oh man, I got my oldest son living here right now. Everybody wants to make babies, but nobody wants to pay for them. They're expensive. I ain't gonna make no more babies, man. I can't. I'm too damn old. I don't think I don't think I'll be making babies. When I was young, I made babies. I'll tell you a story. Oh, I gotta tell this story, man. This is the truth too. Tina Ross was my ex-wife's maiden name, right? So I'm living with Tina, right? And for about 3 years, she's taking the pills so she don't get pregnant, right? That's the thing about being good at sex, because after 3 years, she decided that she wanted to marry me. But I told her I didn't want to get married because I was too young, right? Well, you know what she did? She purposely stopped taking the pill, and she was telling me that she was taking the pill so she could get pregnant. And then when she got pregnant, she told me she's pregnant, right? So I says, I'm not gonna marry you. I just want to live with you like that. I told her that. I said, I want to live with you. I don't want to get married. And she said, you can just leave then. So I left. I came home, to my parents' house. Next day, my telephone rings. She's at Planned Parenthood, and she told me, she said, if I'm not gonna marry her, that she's gonna get an abortion. So I told her, wait there, wait at Planned Parenthood. So I went to Planned Parenthood, and I walked in. As soon as I walked in, Tina came running, dropped down to her knees, wrapped her arms around my legs, and was crying. And she kept saying, "Marry me, marry me, marry me." So she asked me to marry her. Right? All the women in the whole place, their mouths dropped. They were looking at me. They were all eyeballing me because this girl, she's asking me to marry her. Right? So that was cool. So I agreed to it because I didn't agree with abortion, and I was unemployed, but there was this program called the CETA program, and I started working through them. And it just so happened that a lady who was working through the CETA program, I had I went out with her before, and she got me in the CETA program. So I started making money, really good money, through the CETA program before Reagan cut it out, and that's how I ended up, uh, paying for my child to be born and stuff like that, and you know, but I always had to deal with weird people that I didn't even want to deal with. So my wife at the time graduates from high school because she got pregnant in 11th grade, and she had to quit for a little while, and then she went back after the baby was born. They let her go back, and she graduated from high school after our first son was born. And then 5 years later, we were having financial problems, man. But I got her pregnant again. We had another son 5 years later, Jonathan. That's Jonathan. Yeah, yeah. I should really. Uh, I need to. I need to shave. But we had another kid 5 years, and that was her again. She was supposed to be taking the pill again. She did it a second time, and I asked her. I said, "Why the hell?" When we divorced, she signed papers stating that she would never come after me for custody or for support. So I didn't have to support my other son. I took my oldest son because there was some he wanted to live at my house, and there were some things that he was dealing with, so he didn't want to live with her. Okay, so I took my oldest son. But uh, when we divorced, she didn't even come after me for support. I paid no support. She took my young. She got a job as a nurse, though, so she had good money. She didn't need it. She eventually got a job as a nurse, because she was educated. She went to college and got a degree and stuff. Uh, but yeah, so we had two kids 5 years apart. 5 years apart in age difference. Yeah. So that was through marriage, right there. You know. But that's the first girl I ever got involved with who actually tricked me into marrying her. Man. Sex is like a crazy drive, man. We had a really good sexual relationship, and she started with this fantasy stuff in her brain that we were going to get married and we were going to live in this white house with a white picket fence and all that stuff. And I love that story. That's a pretty good story. You ever had a girlfriend like that? All my girlfriends used to tell me that story. I'd be laying with them in bed, and they'd tell me the story about how we were going to move in a white house with a white picket fence. I just eat that up, man. I just sit there, close my eyes, and think about living in this white house or white picket fence. I don't know why. You know, I always used to love that story. And they would say, "I'll take care of you." It wasn't the other way around. They didn't want me to take care of them. Me and them. They said they would take care of me. So that was pretty cool. Man. You know, I don't know how the hell that happened, man. I had this magic about me that that when I got a girlfriend, she was like crazy about me. It's like it's pretty cool. Not anymore. I'm old. I'm an old timer now, man. I can't do that shit now. It's too bad the fantasy isn't real, man. Too bad the fantasy can't stay like that forever, man. Like a time machine, just make us young forever. That would have been cool, man. I would have loved it. People don't think. Young people don't think, man. You're not gonna stay young forever. You're not gonna have the goodies forever, man. It's just the way it goes, bro. You only had the goodies for a little while. Ain't my fault. Like I said, man, I would turn everybody young forever. We could all just party forever, man. No such thing as torment or whatever. I wish I had that kind of power. Life doesn't work that way, though, unfortunately. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had some girls tell me to shave, but the girls around here they won't date anybody who's younger than 50. Some of the girls like it, man. They like that beard, man. They like that older man look. So you never know what a woman's gonna like, you know. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, I gotta get off here. I got things I gotta do and stuff. I gotta get some sleep. I love coming on here telling my stories and stuff. I got a ton of stories, man. I got so many stories I can tell you people. You wouldn't believe it, man. And it's all, I'm objective. I ain't after nobody. I ain't, you know, these goofy people. They think I want revenge. You know, I don't want no revenge. There's no such thing as revenge, man. We're getting old. We're gonna die. What good does revenge get? Nobody gets revenge. I don't care about that. No, nothing anybody did to me. I just want to live my life and live the rest of my life and chill, not bother nobody, not be bothered. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it, man. I don't I don't get involved in anybody's business. You know, I just want to live out the rest of my life, not be bothered, and kind of like have some peace in my life, man. That's what I would love. For once, not be stalked by goofy people. You know what I mean? I hate that shit. I don't do shit to nobody. I don't deserve to be stalked, man. You know, but there's some people are crazy. Some people are demented. They really are. You're gonna stay that way. You're gonna think, what are they gonna think when they're 80? Somebody that's 80. You know, what am I gonna? I'm 64 now, pushing 70. I'll be 65 in just 5 years. Can you believe that? In just 5 years, I'll be 70 years old. 70. If you're 25, if you're 25 years old in 5 years, you'll be 30. What's 30? I'd love to have my 30 back. Man, I was young at 30. 30's young. What's 30, you know? I get a kick out of these young women, though, that say they won't date anybody under 50. That's pretty funny, man. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hey, how you doing, this? Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful night. Uh, peace.